Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, yes, you read the title, we are going to tackle the 6290 in the workshop. Anytime I do a video in the workshop, everybody asks, the most asked comment is, what's the story with the Massey in the background? Well, today's video you're going to find out why it's there, what all has been missing off it, and just all about it. This video is going to be getting it out, getting it in the middle, going through everything it needs, and going and getting the bits, and then there'll be a follow-up video of getting her back out of the shed running. So anyways, Father Phil just has the power washer out and he's getting set up there, but we're going to drag it out of the shed now and we're going to give it a good wash down so that we can get working at it. So I also have the workshop is a heck of a lot tighter than it has been in a while. I've done quite a lot of work off camera to get it ready. So we have lots of space again in the middle of the shed and get at it from every side. But anyways, we'll go get ourselves a chain or something and we'll go get her out of the shed and get her washed. So that is the 6290. Yes, it is a Massey Ferguson 6290. It's how Father Phil has just given it a bit of suds. I can't think of the name of it. Detergent. So he's giving it that. So I have to go push into the cattle, bring back in the bucket, get the brush out, and then sweep up the floor. So a couple of piles from when I was sweeping up last, just to gather it up. That give us a nice big clean area to work in. Anyways, time-lapse camera is there, so Father Phil will get her washed and cleaned down. Only a year since we took it out last. But yeah, 5 years later, we're finally doing something with it. So the 6290 is in the shed. We have the wheel off and we have her all blocked up, ready for Father Phil to get to it. So I suppose just for those of you that have maybe don't know the story behind this tractor last worked in 2016, the summer of 2016, and I was baling with hard days baling. We started at 4 o'clock, and by about 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening, the tractor.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning. 8 or 9 o'clock that night or evening, the tractor was growling. Oh, she was growling horrendously. Just growling all the time, like it was low on oil, it was full of oil, and eventually she quit driving. So the next day we went back up and we changed the oil filter, we changed the back end, we've done a few things, we finished up the field I was in, started growling again, and quit driving. So we changed tractors and we parked it. We eventually brought it home, and now 5 years later, it's over 5 years now,
Yeah, it's over 5 years.
we're going to take into it. So what happened, or what do we think is
what's
the
wrong
problem?
is the pump. The main pump is gone.
The main pump.
Yeah, the main hydraulic pump is gone, in behind that plate, on the back of that plate.
And
There's two pumps in there. There's what's called a scavenger pump.
Yeah.
And it charge feeds the main pump.
Yeah.
But the main pump is what they call a displacement pump.
Right.
So it's basically flow on demand.
Right.
So the oil is just circulating in the pump till you turn the steering, put your foot on the brakes, pull the lever, then instantly it flows.
Yeah.
And it's a high volume pump.
Yeah.
Just replace it. That's all was wrong with it at the start. A few extra things wrong with it now.
Well, we'll go through that, but what was happening was the pump was gone and it was putting air in the oil.
No, I just know she wasn't putting the pressure.
Wasn't putting up the pressure.
She wasn't getting the pressure. The tractor was thinking it was
low on oil.
No, I actually thought it was switched off because the pressure switch wasn't
activated.
Yeah, and she just lost drive. That's all that happened.
Yeah.
It's fairly standard. It was a simple fix. We downsized a little bit at the time.
Well, we didn't. We parked it. We parked in the shed.
We didn't have as many drivers.
Yeah.
And we didn't need the tractor, and she was just pushed into the shed there. And unfortunately, then it became a source of parts when we were stuck.
You see, we run. This is our third 6290s. We have 2 other 6290s, and we had 2 6270s, and we traded one for the 6499. So we had
5 of them.
5 at the 6,000, 6200 series tractors. Anytime anything went on the other ones, it was into the shed, get a bit, because you had it straight away. There was no...
I always pick that back on at some time.
So what all has to be done now? So
Well, we have to put back on the turbo.
right.
The turbo got robbed off at one night where we had injector pump troubles, and I was told it was the turbo. It wasn't the turbo, but it got robbed off at one night. It has to be put back. The alternator went off at another time. We were stuck for an alternator on the tractor. It was taken off. It got us off the road. We were stuck on the road. The fan belts went in the combine.
On the combine?
Yes, on an hour 38 combine.
Yeah.
The belts on a 6200 series are the same.
Right.
They're actually a better fitting belt than what actually comes if you order the belt for the combine.
Yeah.
They're very tight.
Yeah.
The 6200 series belt, by accident I found out they were just a tiny bit longer and they fitted lovely. We burnt the combine belts off 2 years ago. I came in here, I got the belts, I put them on it.
And we're going again.
The computers are taken over, but I have them on the shelf.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring them into the house now and let them warm up. We actually have 3 different computers.
That was the time we had the tractors where the clutch switch.
Clutch problems.
But we went through all the different
There's a little pipe
outcomes.
missing in there somewhere.
It
It was taken off in a hurry one morning. We were putting diesel in at the diesel tanks, and you says, "Oh, they're right under the tractor." And I went looking, and the pipe was split.
OI and
It's on the bench there.
on the
We should have
6290.
won tomorrow. We go around here. This is the 10 oil video. We robbed the studs out of the hitch. Another time.
the
when she
6290.
bent that plate.
Yeah.
We robbed a valve off it another time, where the valve with a
Went.
lad driving, and the valve stuck in the tractor, and it was stuck for a long time, and we needed 2 services and there was only one working, and we robbed the valve off this one to put on that one. We robbed the studs out of the PTO here another day, but they're only simple things.
Yeah.
They're only minor things.
There's
Anything there is only minor. It's only
pins.
a couple of pins went missing. The diesel cap went missing another time, but we put that back on it. The forward reverse has to be put back.
Yeah.
Ace was robbed off at another time. The clutch switch went into the 6270. We put it into it and it worked perfect after. It was the clutch.
The clutch was gone. Or
Clutch
clutch
was gone.
switch.
The relay for the starter, for starting it is missing. It has to be put back. The water pump has to be put back. It's missing off the front of the engine. I didn't wash the engine too much at all because there's the front of it is open there. We'll give her a good wash when we're all up and running. She needs all fuel filters, all diesel filters, all air filters, everything changed. What else do we take off it? I took the wiper off at another time to put on your 3690 because you know wiper you were going to do a Christmas lights
run last year.
We have to replace that. Someone was topping my head and went too close to a tree and ran into that.
No, it was on the run out from the backsword. I wasn't expecting the tree to do the damage.
No, you're expecting the tree to just lift up over your way.
Yeah.
2 new lights for the back of it. All's ordered today. We're going for everything in the morning. I'll take the pump over tonight and bring the pump with us.
Yeah.
Because it's an exchange unit pump.
Yeah.
That he does.
Yeah.
This is the 15th of December.
Yeah.
The challenge is to have her out Christmas Eve.
Yeah. And have the video for Stephen's Day.
No, that's the challenge.
That's the challenge. So if you
No
see
pressure, Danny.
if you see the tractor come up on Stephen's Day, it means we succeeded. If a different video comes up on Stephen's Day, it means we failed. Well, we didn't fail, it's just taking longer than expected. Yeah. Oh, the exhaust as well, that's another thing.
Oh, well, we have that's coming as well.
Yeah.
The bend, well, it was rotten on it. So
the bend was rotted, but the exhaust was fine.
I looked at the clock there this evening, there's 10,700 hours in it.
Yeah.
And at 10,000 hours, that engine was put in brand new.
Yeah.
Now, it has all its old sump. When I say it was a new engine, it was a new cylinder head and block and crankshaft.
Yeah.
And
pistons.
Or pistons and crankshaft,
yeah,
all that.
Whole lot,
short block, or long block, they call it.
Yeah.
All that, it wasn't reconditioned, it was brand new.
Yeah.
It cost me a fortune, it was 6,400. There was an issue with a lad put diesel in the water in the diesel and it gave up in his yard. That's a story for another day. But
What's the story for today?
it was empty of diesel.
Yeah,
And he was told to fill it.
And he, instead of filling it, he kept putting in drums and drums of diesel, and water got in. The water got in, blew the end off the nozzle.
It blew the end off the injector nozzle. It cracked the head. It put a hole in the piston, and it also put a hole in the liner and the block.
Yeah.
So when we brought home our tractor and opened it up, the engine was scrap. We went down to our local engineering firm, Engine Spares in Lanesborough, PJ Donlan, very, very good man. And he says, if you're keeping that tractor, you may put in an engine.
Yeah.
And he had that block engine brand new.
Yeah.
It was very expensive. I think it was over 6,000 at the time. We had to put our own timing covers on it because it came with an industrial timing cover.
Yeah.
So our engine had to be, it was stripped down anyway.
Yeah.
So I had to bring him down. The deal I done with him was I brought him down the sump and the timing covers.
Yeah.
And he put on the timing covers, its own injector pump. I got his injector pump renovated that time.
Yeah.
And its own injectors done. It wasn't a complete engine, but what we got wasn't reconditioned. It was brand new.
Yeah.
From Perkins.
Yeah.
The nicest running engine ever you heard.
Yeah.
When we put it going initially, that time, that was in
14 or 15.
Spring of 14, I'd say. The turbo went on it.
Yeah.
So we ended up putting a new turbo on it. So that was basically it. It's just put it back together.
Yeah. It's a jigsaw now. When that tractor went into the shed, how much was it worth?
When it was running, it probably was worth maybe 15 grand.
Yeah.
When it gave up with the pumps, you might have got 10 or 12 for it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it sat in the field where it gave up for a year and a half. Tell the whole story.
Yeah.
And the man is actually a cousin of mine that we were working for. He actually put a paling around it.
Yeah.
And the lad that works here, odd days, Robert, I says to him this time of the year, I says, look, if you go get a low loader, we borrow the low loader. I says, I get a battery. And he laughed at me. He says, a battery for what? I says, that tractor will drive out to the road to be loaded. There was a field in from the road.
Yeah.
Now it was dead safe because it was sitting in view of a house of another man that we work for.
Yeah. And
he always said to me, are you not going to bring home the tractor?
We're waiting, seeing as another one going to grow up beside it.
Another one maybe grow up beside it.
Yeah.
And it was probably a year and a half before we got it brought back.
Oh, it was, yeah. It was...
We were just busy.
Yeah,
we were extremely busy. And we have lots of tractors, and we had cut back a little bit.
Well, we had lots of tractors. It's one of the reasons we have so many tractors. When one breaks, you just get up on the next one. You're not caught.
It just was one of those things.
It's just one of them things. We have lots of tractors.
I went and I got my new battery.
Yeah.
I had gone down to it the year before to make sure that it was antifreeze and everything in it. It was a frosty bit of winter and everything was perfect, and I brought a few tools out of it. And I said, I'll be back next week, and I ring to have it there. And just we never got back. But I got my battery that day, and I brought it down and I disconnected the old batteries.
Yeah.
I popped in my new battery. I hopped up on the tractor, I turned the key, and away she went. Now, if I had to drive 2 fields away from the road, I was in trouble.
Yeah, they'd given up.
She'd have stopped.
Yeah.
She just drive for them few minutes. I had knocked it off, and when he come, we started it. We put up on the low loader. He came down off the low loader here. It sat outside the door there for probably 6 months.
Yeah.
And then it was brought into the shed in the corner, and I would do that now, and we never done it.
Well, it's getting done now. The reasons why we're putting this going is Bro is going to be driving for the summer, and we want him to be given a tractor. His tractor is his tractor to mind, keep the windows clean, keep washed, do all that.
The back window. He's responsible.
Yeah. It's to try and make him feel responsible for the work he's doing.
I have a great saying for Bro, and he doesn't like it one bit. It's a responsible job, and he's the one responsible.
So, anyways, we're going to get stuck into it. Father Phil has to rip. Why you have to take all
the pipes off. That's the brake valve.
Yeah.
All that whole plate there has to come out.
Yeah.
Take me about 2 hours now to get that on.
To rip that.
Yeah.
And while you're at that, then I'm going to let the engine oil or what?
Drop the diesel tank to far side.
Oh, the bottom tank.
Yeah, the bottom tank. You have to drain it.
Right. So while Father Phil is ripping the tractor that side, I'm draining the fuel tank. So I have the pipe coming to the first filter off from the tank off, put a pipe on it, filling drums. I just have to keep an eye on it as it is trickle feeding very slowly with the pipe coming down lower than the level of the tank. It should siphon it all out. That's the plan, that's the theory. So I've hopefully enough drums. There's a nice bit of diesel in it, more than we thought. So yes, Father Phil is flying it here, just about ready to gain access to the pumps.
I know it's totally alien to you, but bring in a barrel.
A barrel?
Yeah.
Why?
Put that on top of a barrel, I can't put it on the ground. I caught something, one more fucking come here, come on, you bastard.
Is that the pump on the back of it then?
Yeah. That's the bad boy, it's gone.
Inside of that's the transmission. Looks good anyways, there's no...
Yeah.
Can't see anything.
That's the charge pump on the opposite side. The aluminium pump, see it there?
Yeah. Oh, that pipe comes across to there.
Yeah. That's the charge pump. That's to come off next now. That's the next for shaving. Oh dear God.
Right?
Yeah, just rock it. It should come off, rock it side to side. Easy now. Rock it, just rock it. That's it.
So now, that is the pump off in a box. We also have to get this pipe as well. There's a pipe Father Phil was on about. There's a split in it or crack in it just there. So anyways, and that's the inside. Inner workings of the tractor. Don't get to see too often now, or you don't want to see it too often. Ready to leave in the morning, bright and early, to head to Murphy's Massey salvage and get all the bits we need and get this pump dropped in and get a refurbished pump back. So that is the pump that does the load sensing, what Father Phil said. So it's very complicated pump. Anyways, look, it's late, it is 11:30 or that, so we'll leave it at that. We'll pick it up in the morning when we hit the road, heading for Wexford. So we're leaving now. It is 6:30 and we are on our way for Wexford. Hope to be there sometime around 9. That's kind of the plan. In the Stewart family farm van. Anyways. So now we're below in Wexford at Massey salvage. So we'll go chat to Keith Murphy. We'll go get all the bits we need to get this 6290 back on the road. It's a long day, probably 3 hours 14 minutes since I connected. The poor man's tractor, so it is. It's not too often you see a yoke burnt out so bad. This was a 7720. There is nothing. The aluminium where it melted off. So it is a 62 that was burned. 6290.
6290, yeah.
Was burned.
That's the plate we used to take off now.
On the other side to take out the scavenger pump.
Yeah.
Is that cracked? Must be.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The heat must have warped there.
Should be, yeah.
First big the jigsaw got. We don't need all just the pipe.
Just the pipe, yeah.
What's that you said, an accumulator for
Yeah.
for the clutch?
It creates it's like a shock.
Yeah.
Like a shock example.
A lot of stuff.
Well, you have a lot set, no, everything.
There's a few teeth on.
Well, that would do because we could put an LED into the top of it.
Yeah. It's a lot of panels.
Two LED lamps is better than 4 others.
Yeah.
What's better than the one we have?
61.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, yeah. What we have is the whole fucking...
Corner on the other side.
corner
on the
that
bottom
is
side
completely fucking
from the the two are gone off it. So from the light back is broke off.
That one actually doesn't have the plug for that. It'll fit the same, yeah.
Well, that one will do us, wouldn't it?
Which one?
Single light.
Yeah. You put two LEDs in it, sure, it's as good as 4 lights.
Yeah, that'll do. No, that'll do. That'll do.
Yeah. So while we're here, I need a new front mesh for the 3690, and here's one off a 3670. So there's definitely a lot of stuff in here.
Well, from a needle to an anchor.
There's a world of stuff. Some shed of stuff.
Oh yeah, it comes out in the back.
That's it. All I know is mine is broke
Better the one you have in
just above the lights, and it's all falling apart. Oh,
back in that now.
it's a good grill, that.
Same pump and all.
So you just changed over the gear
Let's put over the gear.
onto the new one. This is the box of goodies to go on the 6290. We've all our bits gathered up now for the 6290. We're here with Keith Murphy, and big thanks to him for getting all the bits left out for us. So we're just about ready to leave. But anyway, as I said, I'd give Keith a chance to give his business a plug. So what is it that you do?
Well, we dismantle Masseys, repair them, and we sell them. We try and stock a good range of new parts, and we'll show you in a minute, have all the second hand. We have all the new down along here. We have accumulators, new accumulators at half the price of what Massey would be. Same with the clutches, viscous fans, water pumps, all genuine Perkins stuff.
Basically anything Massey.
Anything Massey, yeah.
You nearly have it.
Yeah, anything Massey. The likes of that hydraulic pump you've got today now, fully reconditioned pump, less than half the price of what Massey is retail. Massey retailing about 1840 plus the VAT.
Yeah.
Reconditioned pump costing 800 plus the VAT.
Yeah.
We try to carry a few reconditioned engines as well. But mostly transmissions and dyno shifts, clutch packs.
Oh, everything from a 300 series onward, is it?
Up to all the new ones, yeah. Up to the 77s. We see here this is where we keep all our reconditioned boxes. So there's a reconditioned gearbox for a 54, 55. There's one there for a 6480 tier 3 that'll do a 7718, 7618. We've two here for the bigger ladies, the 6499s, 50Ks, 7620s, 7720s. That'll go into them. And there's a few reconditioned dyno shifts and clutches there. So if there's a man broke down, he can be got going in a hurry.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, so
There's a lot of stuff.
you know, people can buy with confidence anyway. You know, they're fully gone through new bearings, seals, O-rings. So no, we're kept going now.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, anyways, big thanks to Keith Murphy for letting me do a bit of filming here and for getting all the bits left out for us. And yeah, sure, if you're interested in any of what he says you want to check them out, I'll leave links in the description down below so you can head over or get in contact with them. So that's us loaded up, ready to go. So now we beat on back to Longford, another 3-hour drive, and yeah, we'll beat on home. And now we are back in the workshop with her van full of goodies. So I'm just gonna pop this camera down somewhere where hopefully it won't fall. Just so you know, the GoPro, the screen is cracked on it because it did fall, so not as confident as I was in them. But anyways, so we have a new front piece
For the cab.
for the cab, all the seals to go back into the new pumps and all the hydraulic stuff. Not new, but a second-hand front grille for the 3690, which mine is completely broke along there. I also have new LED headlights I got off Auto Spark to go into it, so I can pop them into this and then put in the 3690. Happy days. That's the new bend for the exhaust.
Two new taillights.
New fan belts and a wiper arm and blade. New clutch pedal, switch, resistor, everything to do with the whole clutch plate. And this is actually out of a 6480. Well, fits into the 6290.
All the filters to service it.
And what's left in the box? New gas struts for the back window, some sealer, new scavenger pump, parts belonging to the clutch, and this box.
That's an air filter.
Air filter. That's what's in the rest of this box.
And that's the new main hydraulic pump.
Refurbished. A refurbished hydraulic. And the last bits, a new Dynashift paddle, latch for the door, and then this bit here, all we need is that pipe there. You've seen us take it off that burnt 6290.
And
we also
always double jobbing. Some more
merchandise, just
new merch for the shop.
On that, big thank you to our supplier, our Drayton Embroidery. We were passing by on the way back up, so we called into her, and she had
an extra order.
Yeah, after we literally sold the majority of what we had after 2 days of putting it up. So we asked her if she could do anything for us to do, and she did. She gave us more merch. So if this is going up Tuesday, so it's probably too late to send it to you for Christmas. But if anyone's local, if you give us a ring in the shop or look online, see what's in stock and call in to us, you'll see. We don't have all sizes available, but we have some. But big thanks to our Drayton Embroidery, Kira. She did look after us fierce well by getting us an extra bit of stuff ready on short notice. So that was a long day, but we now have all the bits we need to do this tractor. Some of the other bits you're probably wondering, there's no turbo and other things we said, we have them, they were taken off, put on other ones, and we have the replacements for them somewhere. They quite possibly are all up in the on a rack, so and shelving up there. But yeah, we also picked up our embroidery or our merchandise in the Stewart family farm van. It's not the fastest thing on the road, it's only 1.3 litre diesel, but it got us there and back.
Felt like it now, giving it an odd push now.
Oh Jesus, desperate pad on some hills. We have all the bits we need, plus the mesh for the 3000 series. So we're
got something.
What?
Me pad at a time.
So this video is up on Tuesday, and as we said at the start of the video, the plan is Stephen's Day. The video should be on this, fixing it, running out of the shed. That is the plan. If you don't see it on Sunday, it means we didn't get it going.
We come across a stumbling block.
Yeah, somewhere, whatever it is.
Or a pothole.
Yeah. But we're going to leave it at that. Just one more thing I want to say. Big thanks to Keith Murphy for sorting us out with all the bits. And he also asked us just to tell you that he's looking for a worker. What would you say? Yes, he has a job placement. So the position is for a junior e-commerce web developer. So if anyone has any interest in the position of a junior e-commerce web developer, you can get in touch with him. There'll be links and phone numbers and stuff in the description down below to Keith Murphy, and you can get in touch with him there if anyone has any interest. But big thanks to him for sorting us out with this stuff.
He literally, I was talking on the phone yesterday, and he had everything ready when we went down.
Yeah.
Great job.
So anyways, we're going to leave it at that. We'll see you hopefully in Sunday's video, fixing this the rest of it, putting it all back together. We have to rip the scavenger pump off it, then after that it's rebuilding the jigsaw.
It's all putting back everything we nicked off it.
It's rebuilding the jigsaw. But anyways, we're going to leave it at that.
Well, out, it was washed.
It does, yes. We're going to leave it at that for today's video. He f***ing loves it. He loves it. Dragging out videos. That is it from us. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Still managing to get 3 a week out. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. That is it from us. Good luck.